Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is Dee, and today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck is Nine of Vessels and Generosity. And when I was meditating on this card and looking at everything that's down here, you were on a quest to search for the truth here last week, and then the journey started again. You got the Queen of Stones and the Green Woman protecting you, and the journey started again. Now it was time for some rest and gather up your strength, because the King of Stones, the wolf, came in there and wanted to talk to you about what gives you the best security. And those who approach the waters of knowledge are blessed in regenerative energy, and all the cups here are full. He's got energy coming from everything, all around him. And he's being filled up. And the next card that comes up after this, in the vessels, is the Ten of Vessels, which is happiness. So he's gathering that regenerative energy, and he's letting it rejuvenate him, regenerating with what's going on with him. Because when you look at the Eight of Vessels, the card before that, it's a rebirth. Okay, so here you go from rebirth to generosity to happiness. All right, and when you reach that pinnacle of success, or when you reach the pinnacle of a goal, don't forget the efforts that help you reach that point. All right, and it's good to be generous towards others, generous in their spirit, generous in just giving them a smile. Sometimes it doesn't have to be necessarily be a financial generosity. Okay, and this card came up a couple weeks ago. The other piece of that is, with this talking about energy, give some of that energy to others. All right. If you have an abundant amount of energy, give that to them. All right. So they can be regenerated and, rejuvenated and renewed in spirit. This card also talks about managing the good times by helping those in need. If you got the ability to help somebody, help them. And I'm not saying, give handouts. I'm saying give hands up, right? Help them out with, your skill set that you have. Help somebody, move forward in their job, or, give them that piece of advice, which that King of Stones was talking about yesterday, that gives them a better security and stability. When you do that, that generosity will bless you tenfold, and you open yourself up to spirit, just like, this guy in this photo. He's opening himself up to spirit, and he's just saying, you know what, I just want to give my energy, to those in need. And, I'm drawing out of these cups, I'm drawing out of these cauldrons. All right. And it's, it kind of reminds me of, kind of reminds me of, when I was listening to a chakra balance, and they were doing different gongs or different bowls, right? Which you can see on YouTube. And, it's 15 minutes long, and, it helps balance out the chakras, and, each bowl has a different tune, for each of the chakras. And, that's how, this happens here, right? Is when you're generous to others, you're filling them up. Okay. And when you're open yourself up to spirit and give freely, you become a conduit of universal energy and giving, as well as healing, right? So looking at the rest of the cards that are down here, you started this new journey with some rest. You still have I'll start at the beginning, the Queen of Stones, right? That Queen of Stones is asking, as the protector of the land, and the thing I like about both these cards, and she's looking at that generosity. It's actually, from a week ago, she's doing this, right? And both these cards are yellow. Okay, and I'm not sure what chakra that is, but I know that's significant. All right, it might be the heart chakra, it might be the second chakra. I don't know, but just the cards jump out at themselves with that golden color, right? And then that Queen of Stones, she's the bearer, she's the protector of the land. She asks you what needs to be preserved. What needs to be preserved in your generosity? Are you giving too, that's a good question. Are you giving too much out and being generous to others, not, generous to yourself? Or, just the opposite? You need to save some of that energy for yourself. And then the other question she asks is, where can you make space? And I've talked about this before. When you make space for new things to come into your life, or let's rephrase that, when you make space for, and discard the old things in your life, you open up new opportunities, to fill that space with new things, right? And in those new things, you may have more than what you need. And it's good, to look at that generosity, all right? And I'm not saying, go out there and overspend and, do things that, put you out of a budget. But I'm looking at it just saying, you know what? Go out there and just, give of yourself, of your time, maybe a little bit of your finances if you can afford to. But, if not, you can be generous to your kids, taking them out to Dairy Queen, right? And, maybe their friends want to go. Okay, so, you pick up Dairy Queen for everybody. That's being generous, right? And then you got the green woman right after that Queen of Stones. So, you do have that nurturing energy, okay? And she's nurturing you to the point to where, you're recognizing that you have more than what you possibly need. All right. Now, with the Queen of Stones, she likes to hold on to things too. I don't want to say she's a hoarder, but that's stability and security. Here you have an opportunity to nurture some of that, to possibly sell it on Craigslist, or possibly get rid of stuff, right? Nurture that generosity that you have, to help others. And if it helps you get rid of old things, then that's what happens. Then you have the life lessons card, the second life lessons card of the week, that journey pop up. And like I said, in both of the last two cards, it's getting rid of the old to bring in what's new. It's getting rid of, letting the dead feed the life. Okay. Letting things go that are dead and moving it forward into life. Starting that new journey during that full moon. But before any journey, you got to rest. That butterfly is covering that person with that 4 of arrows. And, you have to, when I say rest, it's take that opportunity to rejuvenate, renew your spirit, the opportunity to, relax and, just, kind of do like a reset with what's going on. Because the third life lessons card that comes out last week is that Woodward in a strength card. Not only do you have to be strong in mind, but you have to be strong in body, to take on whatever journey you're doing. Okay. And when you take on that journey, you have to have some stamina, you have to have some strength, you have to have some fortitude, not just physically but mentally and spiritually, to keep you moving. And then the King of Stones yesterday came up, that wolf underneath that full moon, the protector of the land. That's the Queen of Stones, but he's the guardian of the dead between the spirit world and and the physical realm, right? And he asks you, what advice gives you the best security? What advice gives you the best security in being generous? All right. If you give a little of your time, skill, possibly money to somebody else, is that giving you the best security, or is that giving them the best security? I think it's giving them the best security, right? Because it's something that they didn't, expect of it. Now, it's a different story if somebody comes up to you and says, hey, can I borrow $5, right? Or, if somebody comes up and says, hey, will you finish this project? It's like, wait a minute, how come you're not finishing the project? Why don't you have the $5? And you can look at that and you say, okay, you know what? I'm going to be generous. I'm going to help you on this project. I'm going to, give you that $5 and not worry about it. That's part of that generosity. That, that's giving you, it may feel uncomfortable and awkward in doing that. all right, when somebody comes up and asks for it. But I'd rather have it asked than, you know, just taken. Okay. You know, I recently had an experience here a couple months ago where I was, you know, eating breakfast early in the morning, and some guy, you know, he ordered breakfast, and you know, he was sitting at another table, and he came up and he said, you know, hey, mister, I forgot my wallet. Can you buy me breakfast? And I was like, yeah, sure. You know, and I looked at the waitress, and, you know, something didn't sit right. Okay, but, you know, I kind of felt like I was set up on that. And then, you know, at the end of the day, I was just kind of like, you know what? I did the right thing. I helped that guy out. And, you know, he was studying the Word, and, you know, and looking for stuff. So, you know, maybe he needed that meal that day. You know, I was generous because I could do that for him, right? And then the other question that the wolf asks is, where is life offering you its riches? If you have the abundance to help, then do so. You know, that's offering you the riches that you can do so without you know, blinking an eye. You know, and then somewhere down the line, that's going to come back and help you out, right? Somebody's going to come by and, you know, give you a helping hand up and not a helping hand out, right? So there you have it. That's today's card of the day, that 9 of Vessels, generosity. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others. And this is D for the Spirit's Path, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care. God bless. Stay safe.